Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Vroom podcast. It is your host, Fernando. Super happy and excited to be back today. Yes, on a Friday. Suck it. It's not my fault, okay? This is hard. Yeah. We're getting closer though. Last time it was Saturday. At least this time it was a Friday. They will be Wednesday, Thursday, Friday for Hit the Apex. So glad to have y'all here on a Friday. It's a little fun fact. It is my birthday. Hooray! Yippee! Happy birthday to me. Yeah, we out here, don't judge me on my current fit. If you're looking at me, you're watching the video. This is boy fit. All right, I just came back home from work. We are staying in today. There is no going out, and I'm tired. This is my B day, chill at home fit, mismatched as hell. Please don't judge me. Uh, Appreciate you. But yeah, we're gonna get into last weekend's races. We're gonna talk about Formula One, Austrian GP, NASCAR, Quaker State 400, and yeah, we're just gonna get right into it. It's gonna be a really fun time. I'm really excited to talk about racing, y'all. So y'all remember Canada? That wasn't a good time for our boy Lando last we saw him. He struggled and then canned it, and it was not pretty to watch him go down like that. Cause he's a better driver than that, and we all know that. But I mean, we all make mistakes. I think everyone, and I talked about this. I think everyone kind of went a little too hard on him for everything. I think people put into question whether or not he was going to be able to come in and perform. And I never doubted him. I never doubted my boy Lando, and I never will. All right. Sometimes he gets in his own head. He's his own worst enemy. But he got out of his own way and went from utter catastrophe to utter dominance here in Austria. And it was really, really awesome to see him just, I guess, commit to himself fully. I don't know if that's going to be something consistent throughout the season. I think it takes time to really build up that confidence, but I think it was very sobering to have a crash like that. The way that he crashed, in the moment that he did. I think it was sobering for him, and I think it was a wake-up call, and I think he realized that, it's kind of now or nothing. All or nothing, now or never. And it was just really cool to see him get in that headspace all weekend, and just, you could see it. It was winner mode. He was really in that champion kind of mindset, and I'm happy to see that it paid off. I mean, I don't think anyone really had any question at any point during the weekend, especially once we got to maybe like the first 10-20 laps of the race. I mean, he was on it. I mean, there was a moment, obviously, well, actually, let's get into that. I would say, actually, we didn't know up until maybe lap 20, 30, because we had a whole McLaren battle, which was crazy. That was one of my favorite moments of the season so far. They were wheel to wheel, edge to edge, going back and forth. I mean, that's why we watch Formula One racing. And I think I talked about a couple episodes ago about how F1, we really love the precision that goes into F1 and the intensity of the racing in terms of speed and precision. But NASCAR is more about the aggression and the intensity that comes with that, right? It's a different intensity we get in F1, and this is the definition of that. This kind of racing that I mean, you get wheel to wheel in NASCAR, but it's different here. I mean, this going with each other at those speeds. It's different watching like a BMW do it with another BMW or with a Ferrari or things like that. I mean, we can imagine those cars going at those speeds. doing those things, and the margin for error is maybe, it's not very high, but it's maybe slightly higher because these F1 cars, I mean, they're going at such incredible speeds through these corners with just being able to turn the front wheels, and the margin for error is even smaller. And to watch neither Oscar or Lando give up that position, not giving up the want to win, to get past, and Oscar consistently throughout the race was always looking for his in. It's up until the last lap. I mean, he was asking over the intercom thing, words are escaping me, radio, asking like, yo, is there anything I can do, any possible way, trying to get faster lap times, and he just couldn't get right behind Lando past I don't remember exactly what lap, maybe that they got out of the battle, but yeah, that action was crazy. Now was that something that is healthy for McLaren to do, is the question, right? These are situations that are difficult to get out of if both of your top cars crash consistently every race, but they are more so than others. I mean, there have been very famous teammates that are, equal in measure, or one is slightly greater than the other, but they battle at the same intensity, and that kind of battling leads to just terrible, disastrous times for those teams where they maybe don't win that first season, or maybe they don't, that team doesn't become a winning team because it's just the focus can't be on both of them. It needs to be on one of them, and you're trying, and you're letting them battle it out, and they're going to race till the other person's in the wall, which ends up with everyone in the wall. Also, I just realized I've been looking everywhere this entire time except for the camera. And I look at the camera to connect with y'all. I don't know if that's been weird, but I realized I've just been not looking at the camera, so I'm going to do that now. So to quickly just be like, all right, my bad, that was strange. But here we are. But yeah, is it smart for McLaren to do that? I think with these specific drivers, both Lando and Piastri, they're not really going to do that. We saw with Lando when he made a mistake, a calculated error, or an error in calculation, right? Kind of in the moment, went through the wrong door, essentially. But that's not the same as like, I'm going to run you in the wall. They just don't, I don't know if they think that way. I think they're willing to go the maximum edge, but they're not willing to give up the points, the race for that. I think they have a larger goal in mind. And I think that mentality is why McLaren allows them to race, which is genius for the team in general. I think that makes sense for everybody, right? Neither driver is going to knock themselves out of having a good race, and the team doesn't lose any points. Neither do the drivers. However, obviously, then we beg the question, are the drivers really pushing to the edge? Could that make the extra difference? We also love safety. We don't want people to die. That would be bad. But yeah, these are I guess the arguments. However, I do think that McLaren are in a good position to be able to do that, to actually let their racers race, because they won't throw each other into the wall. I don't think that Red Bull could do the same next to Max. And that's just my thought. But yeah, I loved that. That was one of the most exciting parts of the season for me so far, and it was just the Lando redemption story and the fight that he had to put. I mean, he made a couple mistakes here and there throughout the race, but he never ever let down. And yeah, that was really, really compelling to watch. we had some breakout performances I want to point out from the race. Gabriel Bortoleto. I'm sorry. I'm going to butcher your name, sir. Um, but congrats. First Q3 appearance, first F1 points. I mean, these are dreams coming true right now. It sucks that he has had such a difficult time this season. It honestly is painful to. I'm pretty sure he was the previous F2 champion, literally last year before coming into this season. And he is one of. Oh wow, sorry, the light just got really bright. Uh, he's one of those drivers that you can see has this incredible potential and is just so charismatic. You want to see him do well. Oh, wow. I don't know if y'all can hear that. Those are fireworks going off outside my apartment right now. I'm very sorry. It is the 4th of July, so that is currently what's going to be happening. Hooray for that. I'm going to keep going. Uh this is the most chaotic episode so far. I love it. I'm super here for it. But yeah, Gabriel Bortoleto has finally done it. Gotten some points, and I asked, like, what does this mean for Sauber, right? Especially as they go into Audi, because this is what they're setting up for. With Nico too, and Nico getting points as well. This team getting double points. I mean, I feel like when we first started the podcast, I mentioned like Williams. I thought Williams was gonna have a higher trajectory, and they have just tanked it so utterly hard. I can't see it. I don't even know where they are anymore. That's how deep that they've sunk themselves. And it's over. I think it's over for them. I think they need to restart next season. Like, practice. We're gonna vibe it out, and hopefully Alex Albon and Carlos Sainz stick it out one more year, and Williams has a good season next year, because the potential is there. I don't know what the hell is going on, but I do think their season is over. Forget about it. But Kick Sauber, I wrote him off, and here they are. Nico with points a couple weeks ago, and I think he did it twice or something like that. And now Bortoleto finally getting his points, double points for Kick Sauber. We're killing it. The car is better now, certainly. And I know Mattia, I hope that's his exact name, who was Matthias, who was used to be the head chief of Ferrari before Fred Vasseur, under hella scrutiny at Ferrari. I believe is now the head crew chief at Audi, or will be. And so you think that they're getting this crazy team together, and we have Nico Hülkenberg, who is one of the best drivers in the field, but never in the right car, and also never really the focus of a team. And you have Gabriel Bortoleto, who is a rising F1 star, who is going to need a couple seasons to really sink in. And I think that's okay, because he has, if you've seen his F2 career, he certainly has the ability to win races and be incredible. And this year can be kind of your experiment year, because you're waiting next year to rebrand entirely, and just everything's going to be different. So seeing that the car is performing well and the team's performing well, and there's obviously synergy between them, does this mean good things for Audi? I think it does. And I'm curious to see how the rest of the season goes, but I anticipate them to give Cadillac, depending on whatever their lineup is, a real run for their money in terms of an entering team who's going to be competing at a high level. I think that they'll have a season under their belt to know things. I think Cadillac, no matter what, is going to struggle their first season, because they just don't have any other basis that they're going off of. They're going off of vibes. They got great vibes going in. But at least Audi has a base and a foundation. that they're laying the groundwork for this season. And I think that next season, the car is going to perform. And I think we're going to have a great upset, which is going to be interesting to see where Williams fits and all that. So I really, and that spells just doom for Haas. We'll get to Haas. So I just think that really we're going to have an absolutely incredible F1 season next year. It's going to be so cool. But we're here right now, and this season is also sick. I'm sorry for describing it like that. I just think it was funny how I said it. But here we are. Liam Lawson is my next breakout performance. Let's move on to Liam Lawson. The Red Bull pressure knocked him down. Now he's back where he honestly should have been. Yuki should have gotten it at first. He should have had the time to develop in the Racing Bull. Now he's there where he should be. And he's doing great. He has not had the luck the last several races and the last several qualifying, but he just knocked it out the park this race. And he was aggressive. His consistent aggression, and he's finding that what his style is, it's working. However, he needs to do it at a consistent level. And I didn't really super have my eye on him the whole race, but seeing where he has been this season and where he started and ended this race, pretty much keeping, him and Bortoleto kept their positions from qualifying. I mean, to be almost top 5 is a great thing. There go the fireworks again. But yeah, I want to just point those two out. The underdogs coming out. Comeback kids, bro. We got the triple comeback kids. I love to see it. Pointing out what I want to call the disaster zone. We obviously have the Carlos DNF before we even start the race. That is sad. He's hombre. I'm so sorry, my friend Carlos. As a Spanish speaking person to another Spanish speaking person, y la cultura. I'm so sorry. You need a better car. You deserve a better car that doesn't crap out on you. So yeah, he needs a redemption. I'm looking for a Carlos Sainz redemption in general. Pa mi hombre, please. Redemption. So sorry. And I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't sad to see a Max crash. I'm not trying to be like put a man down when he's always at the top. However, it was funny because he smacked the crap out of George, and I do feel like he got some karma there. Necessary karma. So yeah, Max and Kimi crash. Not upset about it. But it happened. And that kind of craps out Max's chances at a championship this year. So also, I'm just gonna apologize for all the I'm actively trying to undo that. So catch me not doing that starting now. Yuki's nightmare. I think that Yuki needs to step it up. He needs to figure something out. He really does. I swear to God. And I love the guy. I love watching him drive. I love watching his tenacity. But it's just not there this season. His confidence is just so shot. And I get it. Going to a Racing Bull, I mean, performing well at the top of the season in the Racing Bull, and then just not being able to pick it back up once you get in the Red Bull, it sucks, man. It sucks. And it sucks, honestly, because I'm going to tell you this right now. If he doesn't figure it out in the next 3 races, I'm not even next 2 races. If he doesn't figure something out on the next 2 races, a positive net outcome from a race, I don't think he's going to have that Red Bull seat. And spoiler alert, free practice. Arvin Lindblad, I hope I said his name right, finished, I believe, P14. And in free practice 2, Yuki finished P15. And not like it makes that much of a difference right now because that's just practice and there's lots of things and I didn't watch practice. However, those end results on paper are looking terrible for Yuki. So he needs a net positive because getting a 10-second penalty from knocking the crap out of Colapinto, who we're about to get to in a second, and then finishing dead last because you're 2 laps behind because you have this 10-second penalty. I mean, it's just sad. It's just freaking sad to see such a competitive driver just suck. Absolutely just suck ass. So, yeah, man. I want Yuki to do better, but you gotta just perform, bro, and you know that. And same thing for Franco. And I pull for Franco because he's Latine like me. And there I see myself. And I've talked about this a lot on the podcast, about being able to see yourself in these drivers, especially in Latine drivers, and can't freaking catch a break, bro. Because homie gets to the level. He performs great last season. We expect to see him some sort of brilliance there. And I don't know if it's that Alpine car. It could very well possibly be just that the Alpine sucks, and that if he was in that Williams again from last year, I wouldn't necessarily say the Williams from this year, although Alex is finding performance in it, but whatever. Just if he was in a different car, he would be performing well, but it's just not happening in this Alpine, and that's the opportunity that he has, and it's just not showing. And this race by race contract, I think, essentially means that there's no other option right now. We're stuck with you. Do really good, and you might have a seat. But I don't know right now that he's gonna have a seat, even if he gets a net positive, because if they can get like Valtteri Bottas, or if they can get, I don't know, Schumacher, they're gonna go with them. I don't know if Colapinto really has a seat. So at this point, I would treat it as, let me show these other teams that might be rethinking a lineup change for next year, Haas possibly. Or if there's a team who needs a reserve driver that I can get on a different team, get a better deal, get a better shot at something, Cadillac, Audi, whatever. I have to show them that I can do something. Oh wow, the light got so bright. And now it got really dark again. My light is broken. Hooray! Maybe I can buy myself with my fake birthday monies a new light. Here we are. Reality check for both Yuki and Franco. Yeah, it's over, man. You guys got to figure it out. You can't be playing no more. You need a positive net outcome. I'm gonna keep saying that from this next race, in Silverstone. So pray to your gods if you have any, or whatever you got. Pray to the gaming gods that you do better. And that's what I got on F1. Yeah, I'm really excited to see Silverstone. It's looking already to be a great race from practice. So let's see where it goes. It could. There's opportunities. There are certainly opportunities. But we're gonna move on now to NASCAR. I'm so sorry. Quaker State 400. I think that's my favorite race of the season so far. That was such a fun race to watch. There was so much crazy crap happening all over the place. Yeah. Let's get right into it. The Penske disaster again. Entirely different. We didn't have an IndyCar race, so can't talk about IndyCar, but Penske is just, what is going on in the water that they're drinking, because they're not having a good IndyCar season, and they're not having a bad NASCAR season by any means. Austin Cindric has a win, and Blaney has a win, Logano has a win, so they're all going to the playoffs. However, just the disaster, this race, Blaney out, Cindric out, Logano all wiped out. Maybe Hamlin's fault. Not Blaney. Blaney was already out at the beginning of the race from a different crash. Whoa. All clean sweep of them. They had no shot. Uh, and I don't really think that this does much for their game. This messes up everyone's in-season challenge bracket if you were doing that. For those of y'all that might not know, and I didn't participate in this in-season challenge bracket, so I don't quote me, and please tell me if I'm wrong, anything I say wrong. But the in-season bracket essentially is this little kind of inside competition within NASCAR for the next couple races, performance on these different drivers. They're battling each other out head to head for money. I'm gonna stop with those uhs. Sorry. But yeah, they're going to win money possibly. And your bracket, if you had any of the top drivers like Hamlin, like Christopher Bell, like William Byron, like Austin Cindric, Ryan Blaney. I'm sorry, Logano, I'm forgetting your first name. I want to say Joey Logano. I got there. I'm so sorry. I'm really bad with names. I'm so sorry. But yes, Joey Logano, all wiped out. All the front runners wiped out. They're done. So your bracket, and there's a possibility for you as a viewer to, if you got all the things right, I believe, and you lucky as hell, you could win $1 million as well. But I believe the drivers are also driving for that kind of cash. So yeah, that sucks to suck if you did that. I didn't, because I have no money to bet because I'm poor as hell. I'm poor as hell, so I'm trying to keep doing this. Fuck. It's really difficult. Let's keep going, though. Chase Elliott. Whoa, Chase Elliott. And I called it. I believe I called it during the Into the Weekend, Chase Elliott's win. Love to see my boy win that race. He set himself up perfectly. I mean, those last 16 laps, I would even say the last 30 laps of the race were just phenomenal. You can watch maybe the first 20 and then watch the last 30. Like those were prime. If I had to show someone why NASCAR is so sick, especially from something this season, I would show them that. It was incredible driving. And Chase set himself up perfectly to be able to win that race. Did he have the fastest car? I don't know. It's debatable. Well, the fastest car of the days were not there. They were gone. Their cars were broken. Out of all of those cars there, did Chase have the fastest car? Possibly, actually. Comparatively to Brad, who just was positioning himself in really, really good parts. I heard debating things from other podcasts whether or not Brad had the fastest car. But to see Bowman battling it out with Brad Keselowski, seeing Stenhouse Jr. getting in the mix of it as well, Carson Hocevar constantly throughout the race just barging his way through. It was awesome racing. From multiple drivers to just see how incredible, how non-risk adverse they were. And the teamwork between Bowman and Elliott definitely contributed to that win. I remember seeing Elliott kind of crawling in 9th position, making it up to 5th during those last 16 laps. Just everyone cruising and committing, and then Bowman up a little farther in front, Elliott catching that draft, slingshotting himself that last lap up in front of Keselowski was incredible. Him holding it, and Keselowski and Bowman battling it out at the line, almost essentially a photo finish. Incredible driving. It was really, really fun, intentional stuff to see. And obviously, I think that none of the drivers had a good time getting absolutely knocked out. But for us, I think as an audience, it was so much fun to see these drivers that might not normally be in contention for this win, who desperately need one. It was almost like the Red Sea had parted. It was almost like the universe knew that Brad Keselowski, Alex Bowman, Chase Elliott, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Carson Hocevar, they all needed to put an opportunity to maybe, oh, hi, buddy. Oh, you can, yeah. My cat just arrived. But give them all an opportunity to perform and maybe win a race, because they're not really going to get many. And they got it. And it was awesome. It made for incredible racing because they knew what was on the line and what they needed to do to win. And everyone put it out there. And the fuel gambles and the pit strategies around the last couple laps making it was just really exciting racing. I mean, that's why I want to be able to watch NASCAR live. So that, watch the highlights from this race if you didn't get to catch it. But also you can watch the full race on the YouTube. Do it. It's fun. Put on, clean your apartment and watch NASCAR. It's what I love to do. Oh my God, that was another firework. All right, I'm gonna kind of put some closing thoughts together before everyone starts getting terrified about the sounds. Me mostly. A Tale of Two Redemptions is what I wrote. We got Lando and Chase. Chase definitely redemption for the X amount of time that he's been. I believe it was over 40 races that he hasn't won one as a 2-time NASCAR Cup Series champion. Freaking awesome to see him win a race. He's one of my favorites to see out there. He's such a charismatic and likable driver, and I like him for those reasons. There are drivers I like because they're not the nice kind of drivers. Carson Hocevar is one of them. But I always root for Chase Elliott when I see him out there. And to see him win that race, see what it meant for him. He was hella emotional as he was driving in victory lane. And yeah, I think Elliott had his time to shine tonight or on Sunday. And I think Bowman has a real shot in Chicago. It's a race that he knows well. So hopefully he can put those numbers together and they can get another one in there, in for the playoffs. But yeah, fire racing. Being able to get 2 redemption arcs in one weekend, that almost never happens. And being able to see drivers like Bortoleto and Lawson have a good day was also fire. Now, looking ahead to Silverstone, I'm going to be able to talk about that on the Into the Weekend coming up tomorrow on Saturday. So if y'all have some time, want to catch up on what we're going to be looking at for Saturday, please join me. I'll see y'all there. But that's pretty much all my thoughts today on the races from last weekend. Yeah, I'm really excited to watch Silverstone, watch the NASCAR race, and the Mid-Ohio IndyCar race. And we'll go back to our triple threat weekends and talk about all the races. Yeah, I love it. I hope you guys are having fun. I'm having a great time. And I can't wait to talk to you guys about racing some more. Have a great weekend, y'all. Enjoy your 4th of Julys. However you celebrate, whatever you do. And, yeah. Have a good night, guys. See y'all.